Boons and busts. Week 8 Fantasy Football Insights. Week 8 brought drama and excitement, with many offenses surprising fans and fantasy managers alike. Here's a look at key takeaways from standout performances and disappointing outings. Boons. Rising stars and revived offenses. Cleveland Browns, Jameis Winston. Winston's impact. In his first start for Cleveland, Winston led a thrilling upset over Baltimore, throwing for 334 yards and 3 touchdowns. He targeted key players like Cedric Tillman, 7 catches, 99 yards, 2 TDs, and David Njoku, 5 catches, 61 yards, 1 TD, rejuvenating the Browns' offense. Fantasy relevance. With Watson struggling earlier in the season, Winston's performance reignited hope, making Browns players viable options for fantasy lineups. Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa. Tua's return. In a close loss to Arizona, Tagovailoa passed for 234 yards and 1 touchdown. His presence revitalized the offense, with Devon Achane excelling, 147 yards, 1 TD. Offensive upside. Despite the loss, the Dolphins' skill players showed promise, particularly with upcoming matchups that could lead to high-scoring games. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield. Mayfield's resilience. Even in a narrow loss to Atlanta, Mayfield threw for 330 yards and 3 touchdowns, showcasing his ability despite missing top receivers. Emerging targets. Tight end Cade Otton, 9 catches, 81 yards, 2 TDs, emerged as a key player in the absence of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, making him a potential waiver wire target. Other Week 8 boons. Tight ends on the rise. Kyle Pitts, 91 yards, 2 TDs. Cade Otton and Trey McBride, 124 yards, were standout performers in a week that showcased tight end talent. Veteran RBs delivering. Josh Jacobs, 127 yards, 2 TDs. Joe Mixon, 134 total yards, 1 TD. And Jonathan Taylor, 117 total yards, 1 TD, all had strong outings, proving they can still be top contributors. Busts. Disappointments of the week. Saquon Barkley, RB. Eagles. Goal line woes. Despite rushing for 108 yards, Barkley was overshadowed by Jalen Hurts' 3 rushing touchdowns, resulting in only 11.6 fantasy points. The lack of goal line touches remains a concern. Jamar Chase, WR. Bengals. Underwhelming performance. Chase had 9 catches but only managed 54 yards. His production suffered as the Bengals' offense struggled, particularly with T. Higgins sidelined. Final thoughts. Week 8 provided a mix of hope and frustration for fantasy managers, with emerging talents in Cleveland, Miami, and Tampa Bay, as well as solid performances from veteran players. The landscape of fantasy football continues to shift. Keep an eye on these trends as we move toward the second half of the season.